Have you ever stopped to think that something as private and natural as masturbation could be silently harming your health after 60? Not just your energy or your intimacy, but the one organ every man over 60 needs to protect: the prostate. A seasoned urologist with over 35 years of experience helping men in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s reclaim their vitality, confidence, and health has seen it all. In countless consultations, he's met men who thought they were doing everything right, only to discover that quiet habits were chipping away at their prostate health, their circulation, and their spark. The scariest part? Most had no idea until the damage was nearly done. Today, this urologist is pulling back the curtain on a topic rarely discussed, but vital for every man over 60: the 5 silent masturbation mistakes that could be damaging the prostate. These aren't loud, obvious errors. They're subtle, sneaky habits that build up over time, weakening the prostate, slowing blood flow, and stealing the vitality men deserve in their golden years. This isn't about shame or discomfort. It's about truth, backed by science and decades of clinical experience, to help men take control of their health and feel vibrant again. Because here's the reality: it's never too late to make a change. In just a moment, these 5 mistakes will be revealed, along with simple ways to fix them starting today. Stay tuned, because what's coming could change how men live, love, and thrive after 60. Let's dive into the first mistake. One so common, most men don't even realize they're making it. Mistake 1: believing masturbation is harmful or unnecessary after 60. Imagine a patient named Tom, 67 years old, a retired firefighter with a laugh that could fill a room. He walked into the urologist's office last year, looking nervous, avoiding eye contact. "I stopped taking care of myself down there," he admitted quietly. "Thought it wasn't important anymore. Maybe even bad for me at my age." Tom wasn't alone. Many men over 60 grew up hearing whispers that masturbation is shameful, wasteful, or something they age out of. Some even believe it drains their energy or hurts their prostate. But here's the truth that shocked Tom and might surprise others. Not masturbating regularly after 60 can do more harm to the prostate than doing it mindfully. The prostate is like a muscle. It needs activity to stay healthy. Regular ejaculation, whether through masturbation or intimacy, helps flush out toxins, reduce inflammation, and keep blood flowing to the pelvic region. Studies, like one from Harvard in 2016, show that men who ejaculate at least 4 to 7 times a month have a lower risk of prostate cancer compared to those who rarely do. When men stop, things stagnate. Toxins build up, inflammation creeps in, and the prostate becomes more vulnerable to problems like benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH, or even cancer. For Tom, cutting back completely led to discomfort, frequent urination, and a prostate starting to enlarge. He thought he was protecting himself, but he was doing the opposite. Moderation is key. 2 to 4 times a week, depending on comfort, is enough. The goal isn't indulgence, it's maintenance, like brushing teeth or walking daily. There's a bonus. Regular masturbation boosts circulation, supports testosterone levels, and keeps pelvic muscles strong, all of which help with erections and intimacy. When Tom started again, slowly, his symptoms eased within months, and he felt a spark he hadn't felt in years. So for those avoiding masturbation because it feels wrong or unnecessary, it's time to rethink that choice. The prostate is begging for a little attention, and giving it that care could prevent bigger problems down the road. But even for those staying active, the way it's done might be causing trouble. The next mistake is one most men don't even know they're making. Stay with this because it's a game changer. Mistake 2: using the same grip and technique every time. Meet Robert, a 71-year-old retired mechanic who loved tinkering with old cars and spending evenings with his wife of 45 years. He came to the urologist's office looking frustrated, almost defeated. "I don't get it," he said, his voice low. "Things just don't feel the same anymore. It takes forever and sometimes nothing happens. Robert wasn't talking about intimacy with his wife, he was talking about masturbation. Like many men his age, he'd been using the same grip, the same pressure, the same routine for decades. It felt comfortable, familiar, like an old pair of boots. But what he didn't realize was that this predictability was quietly working against his prostate and his pleasure. Here's the deal. The body adapts. When you use the exact same technique every time, your nerves get used to it. Like a song you've heard too many times. Over the years, this can dull sensitivity, making it harder to feel pleasure or even reach climax. For the prostate, it's worse. Repetitive, aggressive motions, especially with a tight grip, can put undue pressure on the pelvic region, increasing inflammation and stressing the prostate gland. Studies show that chronic irritation in this area can contribute to conditions like prostatitis or even exacerbate existing issues like benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH. And there's another catch. If your body only responds to one specific pattern, intimacy with a partner can feel disconnected, because real connection doesn't follow a script. The urologist explained this to Robert and suggested a simple fix: variety. Switch hands, lighten the pressure, change the rhythm, or explore gentler motions. It's not about reinventing the wheel. It's about waking up your nervous system and giving your prostate a break. Robert was skeptical, but gave it a try. He started experimenting, slowing down, and even incorporating a high-quality lubricant to reduce friction. Within weeks, he noticed a difference. "It's like my body woke up," he said, a grin breaking through. Not only did his sensitivity improve, but his prostate symptoms, occasional discomfort and weak urine flow, started to ease. Plus, he felt more connected during intimate moments with his wife because his body wasn't stuck in a rut. The lesson here is simple but powerful. Your body after 60 craves variety, not monotony. Think of it like exercise. If you only lift the same weight the same way, your muscles stop growing. Mix it up to keep your prostate healthy, your sensitivity sharp, and your intimacy vibrant. Try new techniques, take your time, and don't be afraid to explore what feels good now, not just what worked 20 years ago. This small shift can protect your prostate and bring back a spark you thought was gone. But even if you're mixing things up, there's another mistake that could be undoing all your efforts. One that's so easy to overlook, it's practically invisible. Mistake 3. Rushing through the experience picture. John, a 65-year-old former teacher who prided himself on staying active, golfing, volunteering, keeping busy. But when it came to his private moments, he was all about efficiency. "Get in, get out," he told the urologist with a chuckle, thinking it was no big deal. He'd learned to masturbate quickly in his younger years, maybe out of necessity, maybe out of habit, and that rushed approach stuck with him. What John didn't know was that racing through masturbation wasn't just robbing him of pleasure, it was putting his prostate at risk and dulling his connection to his own body. Rushing turns a natural, nourishing act into something mechanical. When you hurry, your body doesn't have time to build arousal properly. Blood flow to the prostate and pelvic region stays limited, which can lead to stagnation and inflammation over time. The prostate needs steady, relaxed circulation to stay healthy, and a rushed session doesn't deliver that. Worse, hurrying can desensitize nerve endings, making it harder to feel subtle sensations or enjoy intimacy with a partner. For John, this habit left him feeling underwhelmed, even frustrated, like something was missing. He didn't connect the dots until the urologist pointed out that his frequent nighttime urination might be linked to poor pelvic circulation. Want to know how John turned it around? That's coming next, along with the rest of this critical mistake. Stay tuned, because this one change could transform not just your prostate health, but how alive you feel every single day. The urologist knew John's story wasn't unique. Rushing through masturbation, like a task to check off a list, is a habit many men over 60 carry from their younger years. But what feels efficient is silently harming the prostate and dulling the vitality men deserve in their golden years. As seasoned urologist, with over 35 years helping men in their 60s, 70s, and 80s protect their health, has seen this mistake rob countless patients of pleasure and prostate health. Let's finish unpacking this critical error and move to the next silent mistake, one that's so subtle it's practically invisible but could be costing men their confidence and connection. For John, the 65-year-old former teacher, hurrying through masturbation wasn't just about saving time. It was a mindset rooted in decades of treating private moments like a race. The urologist explained that this rushed approach does more than limit pleasure. It starves the prostate of the steady blood flow it needs to stay healthy. When arousal builds gradually, blood surges to the pelvic region, nourishing the prostate and reducing inflammation. But a quick, mechanical session cuts that process short, leading to stagnation and increased risk of issues like prostatitis or benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH. Over time, John's habit also dulled his sensitivity, making intimacy with his partner feel flat, like he was going through the motions. He even noticed more frequent trips to the bathroom at night, a sign his prostate wasn't getting the circulation it craved. The fix? Slow down. The urologist suggested John treat these moments as a chance to reconnect with his body, not a chore to finish. Start with deep breathing to relax the pelvic muscles. Take time to explore sensations, letting arousal build naturally. Even 10-15 minutes of mindful pacing can make a difference. John was hesitant. Slowing down felt foreign, but he gave it a shot. He started setting aside quiet time, focusing on the journey rather than the destination. Within a month, he felt more present, more alive. His nighttime urination eased, and intimacy with his partner became richer, not because he was younger, but because he was engaged. Slowing down isn't just about pleasure, it's about giving the prostate the care it needs to thrive. It's like savoring a good meal instead of scarfing it down. You get more out of it, and your body thanks you. This shift can transform how men feel after 60, but there's another mistake that's even easier to miss. It's not about speed or technique, it's about what's missing from the experience entirely. Stay with this, because the next mistake could be the key to unlocking a deeper connection to your body and protecting your prostate for years to come. Mistake 4. Ignoring the rest of your body. Meet Frank, a 68-year-old retired banker who loved his morning walks and weekly poker games. When he visited the urologist, he was puzzled. "I'm still active down there," he said, "but it's not the same. It feels limited." Frank wasn't alone. Many men over 60 focus only on one area during masturbation, as if the rest of their body doesn't exist. The urologist has seen this mistake countless times. Men zeroing in on their genitals, ignoring the rich network of nerves and sensations elsewhere. This narrow focus doesn't just limit pleasure, it puts extra strain on the prostate and misses a chance to boost overall circulation. The body is a system, not a single part. Areas like the inner thighs, lower abdomen, chest, or even the perineum, the spot between the scrotum and anus, are packed with nerve endings that can heighten arousal and deepen connection. Engaging these zones during masturbation increases blood flow throughout the pelvic region, which supports prostate health by reducing stagnation and inflammation. Studies show that whole-body stimulation also releases more endorphins and oxytocin, improving mood and reducing stress, which further protects the prostate from chronic tension. But when men focus only on one spot, they're shortchanging their body's potential and overworking the prostate, which can lead to discomfort or even conditions like chronic pelvic pain syndrome. Frank's wake-up call came when the urologist suggested exploring beyond his usual routine. Start small, he was told. Try gentle massage on the inner thighs or lower belly before focusing elsewhere. Use a warm towel or light touch to awaken those areas. Frank felt awkward at first, but he trusted the advice. Over a few weeks, he noticed something remarkable. Not only did his private moments feel fuller, but his energy levels improved, and his occasional pelvic discomfort faded. He was amazed that something so simple could make such a difference. The lesson? Your body after 60 is still a map of sensations waiting to be explored. Ignoring it limits your pleasure and your prostate's health. But there's one more mistake, one that's so common, it's practically universal among men over 60. Want to know what it is? It's coming next. And it's a game changer. For Frank, the 68-year-old retired banker, focusing only on one area during masturbation was like driving a car with half the engine off. It worked, but it wasn't firing on all cylinders. The urologist explained that this narrow approach doesn't just limit the experience, it puts extra strain on the prostate. When men zero in on one spot, they miss the chance to boost blood flow across the pelvic region, which is critical for reducing inflammation and preventing issues like prostatitis or benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH. Whole body stimulation, on the other hand, engages nerves in places like the inner thighs, perineum, or lower abdomen, sending oxygen-rich blood to the prostate and supporting its health. Plus, it releases endorphins and oxytocin, which lower stress, a known trigger for prostate problems. The urologist gave Frank a simple plan. Start with a warm-up. Before diving in, spend a few minutes with light massage on the chest or inner thighs, maybe using a warm towel to relax the muscles. During masturbation, incorporate gentle touch in those areas, exploring what feels good without judgment. It's not about being fancy, it's about waking up the body's full potential. Frank was hesitant, worried it might feel strange, but he trusted the advice. A few weeks later, he was back, beaming. "I didn't realize how much I was missing," he said. His private moments felt richer, his pelvic discomfort was gone, and he even noticed better energy during his morning walks. By engaging his whole body, Frank wasn't just protecting his prostate, he was rediscovering a sense of vitality he thought was long gone. The takeaway? After 60, the body is still a network of sensations waiting to be tapped. Ignoring that network doesn't just shortchange pleasure, it risks prostate health by limiting circulation and increasing tension. Try small steps. A gentle touch here, a moment of curiosity there. It's like adding spices to a familiar recipe. The dish gets better and so does the experience. But even if you're exploring your whole body, there's one last mistake that could be holding you back. A habit so ingrained, most men don't even think about it until it's too late. Mistake 5. Avoiding lubrication picture. Carl, a 70-year-old widower who loved his weekly golf games and quiet evenings with a good book. When he visited the urologist, he was blunt. "Things aren't as comfortable as they used to be," he said, referring to his private moments. "It's like my body's fighting me." Carl wasn't alone. Many men over 60 skip lubrication during masturbation, either out of habit, pride, or simply not realizing it matters. The urologist has seen this mistake countless times, and it's a silent killer of both comfort and prostate health. After 60, the body produces less natural moisture and skin becomes less elastic. Without lubrication, friction can irritate sensitive tissues, reduce sensitivity, and even cause microscopic damage that builds up over time. This isn't just about discomfort. Friction puts stress on the pelvic region, increasing inflammation around the prostate. Over time, this can contribute to conditions like chronic prostatitis or worsen existing issues like BPH. Lubrication, on the other hand, reduces strain, protects tissues, and allows for smoother, gentler motions that support healthy blood flow to the prostate. It also mimics the natural sensations of intimacy, keeping nerve endings responsive and pelvic muscles relaxed. For men with joint stiffness or reduced hand mobility, common after 60, lubrication makes the experience easier, requiring less effort and delivering more pleasure. Carl's solution was straightforward. Use a high-quality, water-based lubricant. The urologist suggested applying a small amount to reduce friction and experimenting with how it feels. Carl was skeptical. Lubrication seemed like something for younger folks, but he gave it a try. A month later, he reported a night-and-day difference. "It's smoother, easier, and honestly more enjoyable," he said. His sensitivity improved. His pelvic discomfort faded, and he felt more confident in his body. The bigger lesson. After 60, the body changes, but that doesn't mean it's letting you down. Ignoring lubrication is like driving a car without oil. It might work for a while, but it'll break down eventually. Start small. Try a lubricant next time and notice how it feels. It's not about changing who you are. It's about honoring what your body needs now. These 5 mistakes, avoiding masturbation, using the same technique, rushing, ignoring the body, and skipping lubrication, are silent threats, but they're fixable. And that's where the real power lies, in taking control of your prostate. Health and vitality today. By now, the urologist's message is clear. What seems like a private habit is a powerful key to protecting the prostate and thriving after 60. These 5 silent mistakes aren't just about masturbation. They're about how men treat their bodies, their health, and their right to feel alive. Every man who walks into the urologist's office, men like Tom, Robert, John, Frank, and Carl, carries a story. Maybe they felt embarrassed, frustrated, or like their best years were behind them, but every one of them left with a truth. It's never too late to change. The prostate isn't just an organ, it's a barometer of health, and caring for it can bring back energy, confidence, and connection. Think about what these mistakes cost if left unchecked. Inflammation, discomfort, weaker erections, even a higher risk of prostate cancer. But the cost isn't just physical. It's the quiet moments of doubt, the distance from a partner, the feeling that you're fading away. Now think about what's possible when you act. Better circulation, sharper sensitivity, a healthier prostate, and a spark that says, "I'm still here." The urologist has seen men in their 70s and 80s rediscover vitality, not by chasing youth, but by embracing wisdom. Start small. Maybe it's a handful of grapes for circulation, a slower pace, or a bottle of lubricant. Each choice is a step toward a life that's not just longer, but richer. Here's the truth. Aging doesn't mean giving up. It means showing up for yourself with intention. The urologist's patients didn't transform overnight. They started with one change, one moment of courage. You can too. Talk to your doctor if you're noticing prostate symptoms. Experiment with these fixes this week. Look at your body not as a stranger, but as a partner that's carried you through decades. You deserve to feel strong, connected, and alive. If this message hit home, type 1 in the comments to let others know you're on this journey. If it didn't, type 0. Your feedback matters. Hit subscribe and tap the bell for more health tips to keep you thriving. This isn't the end, it's the beginning of a more vibrant you. Take that first step today, because your golden years are waiting.